Hi, welcome to Vinyasa Foundations. We've got this new time, 1:30. So Daniel, Hazel, thanks for joining me. That's perfect, Daniel, as long as I can see your feet, that helps. And Hazel, nice to see you. Hope you're well. Let's come into a comfortable seated position. So I always sit on something. You can't see I'm sitting on these foam blocks. So you could sit on a cushion, just trying to give your hips a little bit of height so the spine can be long and straight. Beautiful, looks perfect. All right, closing the eyes. So just 30 minutes today to focus on Surya Namaskar A and B, sun salutations that are at the root, the foundation of all other flowing Vinyasa style yoga practices. So it's really good to get really the clear idea of what we're doing in those sequences, and especially with the breath. So our breathing, really important, as with any other yoga practices we're doing. So starting with the breath in and out through the nose and finding a natural flow of breath. Breath might be very soft, might feel a little bit more shallow, letting the body breathe itself, so not trying to do any controlled or deep breathing just yet. We'll bring our palms together, and you can join me with the sound Om one time to open the class. So either you can have it internally or out loud. Deep breath in. Okay, so we're going to have a little, and Melissa, you just popped up there, lovely to see you. So going to give a little bit of instruction on Ujjayi breath. Ujjayi breath, the victorious breath, the breath we use for all flowing practice. So it feels like you're breathing from the back of your throat. So a way we can find that is open your mouth, and we're going to exhale out through the mouth as if we're trying to fog up a mirror or, fog something up. So and feel that coming from the back of the throat. So maybe one more time. Inhale through the nose, out through the mouth. The ha sound coming out. All right, we're going to close our mouth and see if we can do that breath from the back of the throat, in and out through our nose. So you might be able to hear me. One more, breathing in. Vanessa, Vanessa, I can't see you there. So inhaling. Exhaling from the back of the throat. Lovely. So I can't hear you, but just going to trust that you'll found that breath from the back of the throat. And it's a way of really lengthening the inhale and the exhale. So we're going to start lying on our backs for a moment. If you do have a belt, that might be handy, but don't worry if you don't have a belt. So coming onto our back. Let's bring the right knee in towards the chest, and then we're going to extend the right leg up towards the ceiling. So if you don't have a belt, just hold the back of your right leg anywhere. If you do have a belt, you could thread the belt around the ball of the foot and hold on to the belt. So I'm going to do it without a belt, just so you can see. And then circling our ankle around both directions a few times. And then pointing and flexing the toes. Pointing, flexing, pointing, flexing. And then gently draw your leg a little bit closer towards your body so you can be in charge of how close your leg comes towards your body. And then maybe stretching the left leg out along the mat. Lovely. Really pressing that right heel towards the ceiling. One more deep inhale. And exhale. So Vanessa, I hope you're all right there. You put a message up that I couldn't actually understand because I only speak English. I'm very sorry. So bringing your left knee in, right leg out straight, and then sending the left heel up towards the ceiling. So pointing, flexing, circling the ankle around both directions, and then coming to stillness. So we reach the left heel up towards the ceiling and really feel you're reaching your right heel forwards. So both legs really nice and active, and then you be in charge of how much you draw the leg towards the body. Keep breathing and maybe starting to cultivate that Ujjayi breath, that victorious breath from the back of the throat. Creates this ocean sound, like a wave. Sometimes people call it like Darth Vader, but I don't really like that imagery. I like the ocean better. So this wave sound in the back of the throat. And releasing. Lovely. Let's bring both knees into the chest, rocking side to side, circling clockwise, anti-clockwise, and then coming all the way up to standing. So you can roll to one side and come up to standing, or if you're feeling keen, you can roll forwards and backwards and see if you can come all the way to standing from rolling. Maybe you can use no arms. There you go. Lovely, Daniel. Lovely, Hazel. Beautiful. Okay, coming to the front of the mat. So Surya Namaskar 8, the breath and the movement are very important in terms of which we do when. So each movement has a set breath to go with it, either an inhale or an exhale. So bringing the arms down beside the body. It's called Samastitahi, or balanced pose. So feeling 2 feet on the floor, arms hanging down from the shoulder joint, crown of the head reaching up. As we inhale, we're going to reach the arms out and up. I like taking my arms out to the sides and up, bringing the palms together above the head. Or if your shoulders are feeling quite tight, you could take the hands a little bit wider. That's no problem. Exhale, folding forward. So bend the knees to start with. Feel the pelvis tipping over the top of the thigh bone. So pelvis hinges over the top of the femur bone. Head dangles down. You can have your knees as bent as you need to bring your fingers on the floor. The inhale, we straighten the legs, and we're going to bring the hands up to the shins to start with. So my arms are straight, my legs are straight, my shoulders are moving away from my ears. Feel like the crown of the head is moving away from the tailbone and that your spine is extending. Yes. So lift the head, lift the chest, this long feeling. And then exhale, fold, bow the head towards the shins, and then you can bend the knees if you need. So we're going to do 2 more like that. Inhaling, half lift. Ardha Uttanasana, extending the spine. Exhale, folding forwards, lengthening, curling towards the shins. 1 more. Inhaling, half lift. Yes, and you can straighten your legs, Daniel, if you like. Yes, really feel you're reaching the collarbones forwards. And then exhale, fold. So now you can bend the knees to bring the fingers to the floor. Stepping back into plank pose. So stepping the feet all the way back so we can have our shoulders over our wrists. Now, draw the belly in. I don't want to see any like saggy backs here. I want to see belly drawn in, chest lifting away from the floor, head in line with the spine. So don't let the head hang down. You can choose. You can put the knees down, or you can keep the legs straight. We're going to lower all the way to the floor in one piece. Hands back by the rib cage. Roll the shoulders away from the ears. Inhaling, low cobra, keeping the pelvis down on the floor, or you can keep going. You can keep going onto straight arms into upward dog. Now, upward dog, the thighs are off the floor, and it's just the tops of your feet and your hands on the mat. This is not for everybody, so you choose cobra or upward dog. Back into downward dog. So downward dog, the index or the middle finger facing forward, hips reaching up and back, and you can bend your knees a little bit to really lengthen the spine. So there you go, Daniel, lovely. Keep your hands where they are. You can have a little bend in your knees and really press the mat away so the side body is long. We do 5 breaths in the downward dog. 4 and 5. Bend your knees, look forwards, and then we step the feet to the front of the mat, coming into that half lift again. The inhale, we float the head and the chest up. It's called Ardha Uttanasana, half forward bend. Exhale, bow all the way to the shins again. Full Uttanasana, forward bend. Inhale brings us back up to standing, reaching the arms up above the head, exhaling, palms down. Always coming back into that Samastitahi between rounds. So let the arms hang beside the body. Feel the balance between right and left sides. Okay, now we know the sequence. Let's really think about that Ujjayi breath. Inhaling from the back of the throat, reaching the arms up. Long, 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 slow, deep breath in. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Lift the head and the chest. Exhaling through plank into the floor. This is the same exhale. This is one long exhale to take you all the way down. Inhaling cobra or upward dog. Exhaling downward dog. 5 breaths in downward dog. Think about the breath being drawn from the back of the throat. It's a way to help really lengthen and control the breath. It shouldn't feel tight or restricted or forced in any way, just lengthened. With sound, so the breath having that sound. Hopefully you can hear me. Bending the knees, looking forward, stepping, or if you're feeling energetic today on this sunny day in London here, you can jump with very light feet to the front of the mat. Inhaling, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhaling, lift the head, the chest, long spine up to standing. Long extended spine as we bring the arms up. Exhaling, palms down. Beautiful. Let's go for another 2 rounds maybe. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, half lift. And then 1 exhale to take you all the way down. Now, if you want to hover off the floor in Chaturanga Dandasana, you could take this. Upward dog or cobra. And then the exhale to take us back into downward dog. 3. Beautiful. Spread your palms out so all the knuckles are down. Yeah, don't let there be any little air bubbles under the fingers. 4. And 5. Little bend in the knees. You can lightly step or really lift the hips and jump forwards like a cat landing quietly. Inhaling, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhaling all the way up to standing. Exhaling, palms down. Samastatahi, arms hang beside the body. So 1 more round, Surya Namaskar A. Inhaling, reaching the arms out now. Exhale, fold. This time, if you want, you can see what happens if you keep your fingers down and come into that half lift. The exhale, we can step or jump back through plank pose to the floor. Cobra or upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. 5 breaths in your downward dog. The Ujjayi breath is there to support you. The Ujjayi breath is there to help you focus and concentrate. 3, 4, and 5. Bending the knees, looking forwards, and then lightly step or really lift the hips to jump the feet. Inhale, half lift, that Ardha Uttanasana, fingers down or hands to the shins as you need. Exhale, fold. Inhaling all the way up to standing. Exhaling, palms down. Beautiful. Samastati, arms hang beside the body. So that's Surya Namaskar A. Very traditional, classical Ashtanga sun salutation to warm the body. So moving into the B version. So we start in an Utkatasana. So the palms are together. And then we exhale, bend the knees, sit the hips back, brush your fingers to the floor. That's to help you get the measurement of how low the hips go. So the sit bones sit back, fingertips brush the floor, and then keep the hips down, lift the head and the chest up. So traditionally, we bring the palms together. I find that too difficult in my neck, so I keep my arms wide. So you can keep your arms shoulder width apart if that feels better in your neck. Otherwise, you could bring the palms together and gaze up at the thumbs. I prefer to have my arms next to my ears and my hands wide though, so you choose, but really sit the sit bones back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift, the Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, the same exhale takes us all the way back through plank pose. Now I'm going to show Chaturanga Dandasana, hovering off the floor. Otherwise you could come all the way onto your belly and then upward dog or cobra. Yes, back into downward dog. Okay. Traditionally, we don't lift the leg when we step forward, so I'm going to do the very classical version just so we can see how it feels. At the end of an exhale, so when your breath is empty, so inhale, exhale fully. End of the exhale, we step the right foot forwards between the hands. When the breath is out, it's easier to step forwards. Yeah, we turn the left heel in towards the midline. We get the feet sorted first. We've still got the exhale out. The inhale, next inhale, brings us up into what we call warrior one, a forward-facing warrior pose. So, right foot, right knee points straight ahead. Left foot is angled forwards to allow the pelvis to come as forward-facing as possible. And again, palms could be shoulder width, or they could be together and you could gaze up at the thumbs. Inhale. One exhale to take you all the way through plank pose. So exhale, 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 lower down, head, heart, hips in one line. Upward dog or cobra. Back into downward dog. Downward dog, we exhale. At the end of the exhale, left foot forwards. Right heel in towards the midline. Very nice. Get the feet sorted and then coming up, warrior one. And prioritize the front leg first. So prioritize that foot and knee pointing in the same direction. And that thigh bone, your left thigh bone, is pointing straight ahead. Inhale. And then one long exhale. So you've got to really control it. And then we can notice how the Ujjayi breath can control the breath and make it as long as we need. So we've got the breath still going as we come down. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhaling, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward dog. 5 breaths in our downward dog. If you need to rest at any point, feel free to come into child's pose, but keep the Ujjayi breath going. If you're in child's pose, keep that Ujjayi breath going. 4 and 5. Looking forwards, bending the knees. Step or jump the feet to the front of the mat, and then we come back to that Utkatasana. Utkatasana is fierce pose. It doesn't translate in Sanskrit as chair pose. It's like sitting on a chair, but it's fierce pose. Yeah, so squeeze the knees together, feet and knees together. And if you look down, you should be able to see your toes. We don't want to have the hips coming forwards. We want the hips sitting back. And then all the way up to standing. Palms down through center. Samastatahi, pause. We'll have a moment to notice how is the breath, how is the feeling in the body, how does the heat in the body. Let's see if we can do 2 more rounds, yeah? So, inhale. Exhale, sit back, brush the fingers on the floor, go deep with the hips. The inhale, lifting the head and the chest. Lovely. Very nice, Melissa, lovely. And Daniel, can you bring your feet together? What happens? Yes, there you go. Hazel, beautiful. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. So you can have fingers on the floor or the shins. Beautiful. Melissa, your spine is so straight. I love it. It's amazing. Exhaling, stepping or jumping back through plank pose. So your choice, step or jump back. Lowering, head, heart, hips in one line. Chaturanga Dandasana. Upward dog or cobra. Really press the mat away with the hands, shoulders over the wrists, and make sure the heels point straight up. The ankles are not rolling out. Exhaling, downward dog. End of the exhale, empty breath. We step right foot forwards. Left heel into the midline. Next breath is the inhale to bring us up into warrior one. Next breath is the exhale. The exhale takes us all the way through plank. Upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Now we've got an empty breath. We've got that exhale out. Step left foot forwards between the hands. Right heel into the midline. Inhaling, warrior one. And then exhale. Control the descent. Control the descent. So it's smooth and even. Remember, you can put the knees down. This is perfect. Remember, you can take that cobra. Work within your own body. Don't push beyond. Just exploring the edges. 5 breaths, downward dog. Have you still got that Ujjayi breath being drawn from the back of the throat? 4. Yes, lovely. And 5. Stepping or jumping the feet to the front of that. And if you're jumping, lift the hips right up. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Oh, did I get that right? Yes. Sit the hips back, coming into Utkatasana. So the sit bones go deep, and then pressing all the way up, palms down, Samasthitahi. Even balance pose. How much? I think we've got time for one more. Now, this is a strong class. Often in this foundations class, we go a little bit gentler. So if you need to rest, no problem. But we've got a kind of a momentum going now. So let's see if we can do one more round. Palms together. And it's a very focusing sequence. It's very linear. It really helps cultivate focus. So sitting back, Utkatasana. Brush the fingers to the floor. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, bow. You might be able to get your palms flat on the floor now, but if you can't, don't worry. You have, your knees as bent as you need them to. Inhale, half lift. And then exhale, step or jump back. Lowering down, that's the same exhale. Next is the inhale to bring us into the back bend. Exhaling, downward dog. End of the exhale, right foot steps forwards. And you see it's much easier to step forwards on an empty breath. The inhale brings us up. Warrior one. Exhale. Smoothly down through Chaturanga. Upward dog or cobra. Yes, back into downward dog. Full breath out. Empty, empty the breath. And then stepping left foot forwards. Inhale, warrior one. Exhaling. That ujjayi, it's like hydraulics, lowering you down as you breathe out. Cobra or upward dog. Back into downward dog. 5 breaths. 3, 2, and 1. Little bend in the knees, look forwards and step. If you're jumping, eventually we jump forwards and we have the legs, land almost straight. Half lift. Exhale, curl in towards your shins. Sit the bum down, Utkatasana. And then coming all the way up to standing, palms down through center. Take the feet slightly apart. Close the eyes. Let the fingers drip down to the floor, shoulders relax, soles of the feet relaxed and open. Noticing the effect of those Surya Namaskar A and B. The effect on the body and mind. Lovely. Let's inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold. And then coming back into child's pose. So stepping back onto the knees. Sitting the bum back on the heels, knees apart, big toes together, folding forward. Slowing the breath down. I hope you're all right there. Melissa, you look like you're having some technical difficulty. No, you're all right. Okay, good. Okay, so just popping up. Now, we've just got couple minutes. I want us to do an experiment because yoga is not from New England, cool. Yoga is not about doing things because I tell you to, it's about experiencing it for yourself, and it's very scientific. So I want us to see what happens if we try and lower down from plank pose to the floor as we inhale. So we do it on the exhale. We know how that feels. I want us to come into plank pose, so knees down or legs straight. Knees down or legs straight, doesn't matter. But see how it feels if you try and inhale and lower down. It should feel really awful. Does it feel really awful if you try and inhale and lower down? Yeah? Okay, let's see how it feels again to exhale and lower down. So come into your plank pose, deep breath in. Exhale. And relax. Make a little pillow with your hands. Rest your head on the back of your hands. So that is why we lower down on the exhale, because it's much more controlled and we can support you know, the spine in that nice alignment as we lower down. All right, let's come back into downward dog. One more little experiment. I think we've got time. We're going to, this time, see what happens if we step forwards from downward dog on a full breath in. So inhale, hold the breath in, and step forwards. Wow, you're going to get stuck. Coming back into downward dog, try the other side. Inhale, full breath in, hold the breath in, step forwards, and you're going to get stuck because your body's all full of air. That's why we need to exhale and be empty and step the foot forwards. Does that make sense? I hope so. Cool. Let's come onto our backs. I just wanted to add that in because I think it's quite interesting to experiment with different breath phases and movement, and stepping forwards on a full breath in doesn't really work. All right, coming down onto the back, reaching the fingers towards your heels. So ankles under the knees, fingertips touching the heels. Let's lift the hips up, lengthening the tailbone to the back of the knees. Rolling the shoulders back, maybe bringing the palms together underneath you, pressing the fist down as you lift the hips up, opening the front body. Yeah, if you can, really roll your shoulders back down and straighten your arms. Ah, okay, yeah, perfect. Lovely. 3, 4, and 5. Releasing the fingers, rolling the shoulders back out, and then rolling the spine down. Let's take a breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. The ha breath out through the mouth, very releasing. But it's very uncontrolled. It just kind of goes like a, you know, you've let go of a balloon and it's just gone everywhere. So this very releasing breath out through the mouth. Let's bring the knees into the chest. Taking the arms out either side along the floor. Very simple supine twist. So taking the knees over to the right. And you can have your head look straight up, or you can roll your head to look over towards the left side. Breathe into the side body. Drop into a place of inner stillness and quiet. Taking knees up and over to the other side. And head can either look straight up if your neck prefers it, otherwise you could roll your head to the other side and close your eyes, close your eyes. And then coming back to center. So knees bent, feet flat on the floor. Rest your hands on your lower belly. Feel the breath really move down into the lower belly. And you can either keep your legs like this, or if your lower back is happy, you can straighten the legs out. Take one more nice deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. And then spread your arms out on the floor beside the body, rolling the shoulders away from the ears. Relax the ankles and the feet. Relax the forehead. Relax the cheeks and the jaw. Dropping into total relaxation. So staying there. Noticing the effect of, you know, just 20-25 minutes of this physical asana practice. Noticing the effect on the body and the mind. Either staying here for another, you know, few minutes in relaxation, otherwise you might like to. Oh, we've just got 10 seconds of the recording, so I'm going to have to finish the recording now. If you're here live with me, we can finish together and you can stay as you are, but I'll see you in 2 weeks, everybody. Namaste. And those of you here